My name is Jared Cook, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about stress in college. Now, picture this. It's your freshman year of college, and you're getting ready to walk into the first class of the first semester. You got a smile on your face, and your head is full of all kinds of thoughts about how amazing this semester is going to be. You're out of your parents' house finally. You're living on your own for the first time. You got a job to help with bills, books, college, you name it. Now, picture this. It's the week before finals. You're drained from all the grueling amount of work that each course provides. You've been going straight from school to work every day of the week and staying up until the late hours of the night to try to squeeze in any amount of homework that you can. There's no longer a smile on your face, only a very unenthusiastic frown. And if you're like me, it's not that hard to picture because sadly that's reality. But we aren't alone. Stress and the effects of stress set in on millions of college students every single year around the US. Stress is a common but very dangerous problem that college students face throughout their entire college career. Today in my speech, I'm going to be going over three main points. Point one is that stress comes in many forms. Point two are the effects of stress on college students. And point three are ways to alleviate stress. Now let's go back over my first point. Stress comes in many forms. Of course, the most obvious form of stress that college students face is the workload that comes with college. To be a full-time student, as most college students are, you need to be taking at least 12 credits per semester. Now that translates roughly into about 4 classes. To be done in 4 years, which is a very common goal for most of the kids in college, you're required to take at least 15 credit hours per semester in college. The University of Baylor put out a chart comparing high school experiences to college experiences. In the section on coursework, they stated that students may need to study at least 2 to 3 hours outside of class for each hour that they're in class, need to review class notes and text material regularly, and are assigned substantial amounts of reading and writing, which may or may not have been directly addressed in class. Now, in my experience, that more than often has proven to be true. I've had numerous professors at both the Wharton County Junior College and here at the University of Houston-Victoria tell me that class does not start and end simply whenever I enter and leave the classroom. With the improper utilization of time and improper time management, your stress level heightens. Another source of stress for college students comes from work, a job outside of school like I previously mentioned. A study conducted by Webster University on working college students found that significantly higher stress levels were evidenced among students who made more than $8 an hour as compared to students who made less than that amount. These more challenging, higher paying jobs may be creating a more stressful working environment for students. Now, I've seen this in my personal life, especially in this semester. I work a job that pays more than $8 an hour, and I clock in between anywhere from 32 to 35 hours a week. It's stressful. I'm being completely honest with every one of y'all. It is stressful, especially when you throw that in with the 12 credit hours that I'm taking in college this semester. Now that I've gone over some ways stress presents itself, let's look at my second point, the effects of stress on college students. One statistic that has really stuck with me in my brief but detailed study in stress is that within the last 12 months, 44.4% of students surveyed said that their overall level of stress that they experience is average. 35.3% reported that they had an above average stress level, and 12.4% reported that their stress was tremendous. This study was conducted this year, which is arguably the most stressful year that any college-age student has ever experienced in their lifetime. That's why it has stuck with me. The combination of not being able to see loved ones, being confined to your own personal bubble, constantly fearing for your life, and all the schoolwork on top of that is more than enough to take a substantial toll on anyone. And that toll can easily be seen when you look at a college student. The University of Harvard put together an article in the student resources section of their website that regards the signs of stress. Some signs were a lack of quality and confidence in their work, deterioration in physical appearance or personal hygiene, sleep changes, unusual weight gain or loss, irritability, constant anxiety, and noticeable changes in the ability to concentrate and stay motivated. When you think about it, people who are stressed really do look different than they normally look. You can tell that they're going through a pretty tough time, because the human body can only handle so many external environmental factors at a time before it starts to go into almost a panic mode, also known as stress. This stress does not go on forever though. That leads into my third point, which are some ways to alleviate stress. Everybody has heard of the group of people that are the absolute masters in the art of not stressing, the hippies. Their tie-dye shirts, shaggy hair, and positive attitudes are the epitome of going with the flow and not stressing out. Now, with the way the world is, nobody can really afford to be a hippie, and nobody currently enrolled in college really wants to be a hippie. But there are ways to alleviate stress that they used that are student friendly. The Maryville University published an article in which they stated that time management is an essential skill in college. By managing your time well and leaving enough time to study and finish assignments, all while leaving room for a social life and sleep, you can avoid stressful situations before they crop up. Keep in mind that many of the situations are caused by not having enough time to keep up with all of your obligations. While it may seem more fun to go out and party the night before a major assignment is due, it's not the smartest thing to do. You'll end up tired and not in the mood the next day and jeopardize your chance of doing good. Time management is a hard skill to get down, but it makes things much easier on yourself. It's something I've learned the hard way. This semester alone, I've had many nights pushing towards that 11:59 deadline to turn stuff in, and I believe I finally learned my lesson. Now, another useful way to alleviate stress is by doing yoga. Yoga is the practice of controlled breathing and body movements that helps to release the tension built up inside. According to the instructors on justmind.org, if you begin the day feeling relaxed, it's harder for life's unforeseen events to stress you out. Do a session of yoga, followed by a brief meditation in the morning. Yoga will help you prepare for meditation and stretch out the kinks of your sleep. They emphasize starting your day with just 30 minutes or less of yoga to set you off on a positive path. I can say from experience that yoga really does help get rid of stress. You literally feel it leave your body if you take the time to focus while you do it. Now, utilizing time management and making some time for yourself and your health through doing yoga are a couple of ways to alleviate stress. Now, today during my speech, I went over 3 key points. Point 1 was that stress comes in many forms. Point 2 were the effects of stress on college students. And point 3 were ways to alleviate stress. Stress is a common and dangerous problem that college students will face throughout their entire college careers. In my intro, I gave you all a scenario that many of us could relate to. Starting out the semester bright-eyed and ready to learn, but ending it drained and not really happy because of stress. After hearing this speech, I hope that you hold on to the reasons that I provided and take up my suggestions to alleviate your stress. I'd now like to drop a quote that I feel describes stress and handling stress tremendously. Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. Don't let what's happening around you get inside you and weigh you down. Stress is something that nobody can avoid, but don't let it take control of your life. Push past it and don't give up.